Hello everyone and welcome to season 20 of the Dominion League. We are in the B division this time, and this match is a little bit different to other matches that I normally play because my opponent and I have agreed to include the landmark triumphal arc in all of our games for this match. So it says it gives you 3 points for every copy of your second most common action card in your deck, of course. So onto the board here, and I noticed a couple things. Well, of course, Triumphal Arc was in my mind because we decided the day before to have a cage match with it. So I was thinking of the two piles to target, maybe to get my arc points on. And I was looking at Hunting Party and Bridge. Bridge seems to be the most powerful terminal on the board. You would love to play a lot of it. Your plus action will be from the City Quarter. Costs a lot, but it can also draw as well as giving you the actions. It seems here that Grand Market is going to be a very painful thing to get to here. So before we go further, I have 5-2, and what am I going to open? 4-3 seems very easy. You want a bridge and a silver, and I think you want to go after Hunting Parties first. The other draw option is way more expensive. Rabbles or Oracles with City Quarters is very expensive, so Hunting Party is what I do go for. My other options were the Pillage and the Rabble. Rabble draws, but I would rather use my one terminal space for now as the bridge. So my opponent gets the bridge and the silver. I'm going to pass on 2, of course, nothing to pick up there. And Hunting Party for my opponent with the silver coming into play. So this 4 is going to be the bridge for me here, not a difficult decision at all. And it does mean that I will probably draw that bridge almost immediately because my Hunting Party is here. So luckily I'm able to see my bridge very early and things are looking alright. My opponent does have the silver. He now picks up a duplicate. So he has a couple terminals in his deck, the duplicate and the bridge. Now the duplicate could be nice, it could get him a couple Hunting Parties. I'm aware of it. But here I am not going to pick up a duplicate. I could pick up like 2 Oracles or something like Oracle and City Quarter, but I think the Hunting Party is the best thing for my deck right now. I would like to go after that pile, not just for the arc reasons, but for stability reasons. If you've noticed on the board, there's no trashing. There's no trashing whatsoever, which means stall turns are a thing that will pop up more frequently than usual. Right? So if you have more Hunting Parties, you obviously bring down your chance of that happening, right? If you rely on village plus cards kind of draw, you need to see both two components to start drawing. With the Hunting Party, you just need to see it, and then you can draw some cards. So that's a big reason for going for the Hunting Party, to get some stability going. So my opponent put down his duplicate there and picked up another bridge, so I don't mind the second bridge. I think that's a fine play here. So now I have 4 here, right? So this could be a second bridge for me. It could be a duplicate for me, or it could be something else, right? It could be something else. It could be a City Quarter as well, but I'm not gonna pick up the bridge or the duplicate, just going for the silver because I don't think I have a silver yet, and I think I'll need the money to pick up my Hunting Party. So here, nice turn for my opponent, right? He gets a couple Hunting Parties with the duplicate, and he goes for a City Quarter. Now, I saw the City Quarter, right? And my initial feeling was that it was a bit too early. There's no trashing. Because of the way Hunting Party draws, you could draw into the City Quarter and have no actions, for example. You need a lot of actions for City Quarter to work well. Of course, that's just the nature of the card, but especially using Hunting Party as draw, I think you need even more to hit a higher critical mass of actions before it starts to be worth it in your deck. So here I considered the City Quarter as well, decided against it because I felt it was too early. For example, on this hand, I could easily draw into my City Quarter and have nothing, no cards to draw off of it, which is terrible. So I am just going to pick up my Hunting Party and move along. Take my Hunting Party, move along. So again, here I'm faced with the exact same decision, right? Hunting Party, City Quarter, or just Hunting Party. In the end, I just go for a hunting party. I still don't think I have enough actions to warrant putting in that city quarter. And buying the city quarter means I go into debt, which means I can't buy hunting parties. On the other hand, my opponent has the duplicate, right? So because he has the duplicate, maybe he can take the hit, the money hit right now and catch up with the hunting parties via his duplicate. I don't have that luxury, so I have to keep buying them one by one, whereas he can gain two on one turn as he already did here. So this is quite a good turn for the city quarter. He had three actions in hand, I believe, two hunting parties and a bridge or something, and he's able to draw quite a lot of. So that's an excellent turn for him here, right? Kinda making me wonder whether or not I made the right decision on skipping on a city quarter there, because he was able to pull this off. He is going to pay off his debt from the city quarter and pick up a couple of hunting parties, I believe here, because of the duplicate again. So duplicate putting in good work for my opponent here. Now I'm drawing quite nicely through the deck. I'm always starting with a hunting party here, and I have enough now so that I can find my bridge and my silver, and hopefully lots of money and estates instead, and the deck will be completely discarded. I have 8 here with the bridge in play, of course, and I feel compelled to take the last 2 hunting parties here. It does mean I win the hunting party split, which is a big deal, both in terms of stability and arc points. The triumphal arc points is what I mean here. Also in terms of increasing action density. So now with these 6 hunting parties here, now I'm going to start to look to pick up the city quarters and the bridges, right? That's the only way to make progress. That's the only source of plus actions. And here, look, that is a terrible turn for my opponent, right? But it's exactly what I anticipated happening. He drew into the city quarter, but nothing else in his hand. And then he can't do anything. And he purchases another city quarter here. So he now has a couple of those. I have none, but he did have that bad turn with his city quarter. So hopefully that does give me an opportunity to catch up here, especially seeing as how I'm drawing pretty well, right? Always seeing hunting parties in my starting hand, and if I see one, I'll probably see all 6 at this point, given the structure of my deck, right? The only uniques other than the copper and estate is the bridge and the silver. So 8 here and 2 buys is going to be another bridge and my first city quarter. So we're starting to build the big bridge thing here. Just going to pay off whatever that I could pay off, and we move on. Next turn I'll be able to play 2 bridges, and then next following turn I'll be able to play 3 and 4 and so on and so forth, and we'll we'll bring the game closer to an end, because we're going to be running piles, city quarters and bridges, right? So when your deck is running this well, that's another bad turn for my opponent. They're just able to pay off some debt, not even all of his debt, still in debt by 1. One thing to consider when your turns are going this well is Outpost, of course. Outpost is a little bit scary on this board, because you could easily draw 3 coppers on your Outpost turn and not be pleased with it at all. But it is worth consideration. However, I still believe that Bridge is your go-to terminal here, your most powerful terminal. The Outpost is kind of up and down, and you need to be like very, very dense with actions before picking that up. So a couple of bridges go down here. I'm going to pay back my debt, and this turn is going to be bridge city quarter. Slight miscalculation by me. I thought I could play both additional bridges if I picked up a city quarter with it, but I can only play 3 bridges because I don't have that many actions. But it's fine still to have the extra bridge in the deck. I mean, at least it's action density and there's 1 less bridge for my opponent. Also, the triumphal arc points there. Each bridge is worth 3 points to me, and I can go up to, so winning the split, the hunting party split, means that I can go up to 6 bridges, right? And I'll have 6 hunting parties, 6 bridges. I'll get 6 threes at 18 points from the arc. My opponent can't do that because he only has 4 hunting parties. He can only get up to 12 points from the arc. If he wants other arc points, he'll have to go to a different 2 piles, right? So maybe get 6 Grand Markets and 6 Rabbles, and then he would get the 18 points. So winning the splits with the arc around seems to be kind of important, especially if it's a pile like Hunting Party. That's an excellent pile to win the split of without the arc. But with the arc, like you can put things in your deck now, right? If Grand Market was more accessible, yeah, you could just stick Grand Market in and they'd be worth 3 points for you. Anyways, what is this for my opponent? I believe some bridges and another city quarter. So here, sketchy looking turn, but I am gonna get through finally. I was fortunate to have good draws in this game. I was fully expecting to stall at some point because that's just a thing that happens, especially as you start to add more bridges into your deck. But once you find one city quarter trigger, you probably will draw the entire deck. So I do find mine here, and I am able to draw through the deck for the first time, I believe, this turn. Not entirely sure, maybe it's next turn, but either way, I'm able to see all my bridges, which is excellent. Yeah, this is the deck in hand. And able to play 3 bridges, and we're just going to do the same thing here, buy more bridges and more city quarters. So here, I am going to just pick up 1 bridge, because I can't play more than that. I could pick up the additional bridge just to deny my opponent a bridge, but I don't really see the point in that, and also increases chance of me stalling if I have 100 bridges in my deck. So I think I'm just gonna go with a single bridge here and a city quarter, and that's it. I could pick up oracles for free, but to help with the draw, but I don't have the action to support that. And so far, well, I don't have problems with the draw, so why supplement it, right? So yeah, some deliberation to the oracle, but just deciding on the city quarter here, not the second bridge. I could see an argument for picking up the last bridge there, but nah, I didn't want it. More just dead paying off for my opponent. So the lack of hunting parties, the 4 to 6 difference is really hurting him now, right? I'm able to see a lot better turns because of the hunting party difference, and he doesn't have additional draw to supplement it yet, right? He has to like be concerned with me taking all the bridges, and that prevents him from adding rabbles or oracles to his deck. So again, another fortunate turn here. Going to be able to see everything. Play these bridges first so that my hunting party is guaranteed to find the remaining bridges. I missed doing that at some point earlier, and I picked up on my mistake, so I corrected that here. And now we're very close to the end, of course. So very close to the end, just the final bridge here, and a lot of city quarters. So the city quarter price doesn't actually go down because of the bridge, because you're paying in debt, which is interesting to note, right? It actually allows me to make a play here. I do pick up the last bridge, and I am gonna pick up the last, not the last, but 2 more city quarters because my opponent does not have enough money to empty the city quarters. Additionally, I have the arc points on him. So you see here now I have 21, 6 trees are 18 from that last bridge I pick up, so I have 6 bridges. He has 6 less than me because he only has 4 hunting parties, 4 bridges, so his arc is only with 12. So not only would he need to get 2 city quarters, but he would need to get a province and an estate, because there's no way he could boost his arc at this point. Triumph exists, so maybe he could get some Triumph points, but even $16 is well beyond his reach. I consider getting a duplicate, but why? It's just one thing for my hunting party to trip over, which doesn't draw, and I don't need it, really, I don't think. So I pass on that. I worry here about our stall turn, but I don't end up stalling, and I'm able to see my deck and finish out the game by picking up the last 2 city quarters. So here my opponent, I don't think there's a lot of good plays for him here. I don't really know what he could do at this point. Even picking up a province wouldn't necessarily do it for him because I have so many buys I can just pick up an estate after the last 2 city quarters. So that's how game 1 finishes here. I felt that the city quarter was a little bit too early for my opponent, and it seems like my judgment was right. I picked up mine a bit later, and it didn't fail me at all, which is good. Of course, there's some luck in that because we have no trashing in the deck, but I felt it was a touch too early. Outpost for my opponent there, I mean, that's probably the best of his options, honestly. Hope that I stall and he gets a good turn and a good outpost turn and come through with the win, I guess. So yeah, I was happy when I picked up the city quarter, and I was happy with its performance through the deck. And these arc points helped me to pile out the game here, which is very, very interesting. Just winning the hunting party split here gave you a lot of flexibility for the rest of the game. Um, oh right, like I said, Triumph exists, right? So with all these buys, I could just buy a copper and or buy coppers on my last buy by Triumph and get tons of victory points, which is whatever. Which is why bridge is important too, right? Not only just because I've been bridge, but Triumph is a thing that can get you lots of points. So yeah, that is our first game with the Triumphal Arc. Yeah, winning split seems important when the Arc is around. Alright, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next game.